Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Nikki and this is Interbeauty. This is a channel all about beauty, so makeup, skincare and perfume of course. And today we're going to start off our makeup collection video. The reason I'm saying collection video and not declutter video is because I've bought a lot of new products the last few months. And declutter, I'm not ready for it. So this is going to be a series. I'm going to walk you through every single item in my makeup collection, and you can see what I think of them and also all of the products in depth. I'm going to talk about my base products, so primer, foundation, concealer, primers, etc. But also cheek products, bronzer, blush, highlighter, eye products, mascara, eyeliner, brow products, eyeshadows of course, but also my lips. So lipstick, liquid lipstick, lip liners, lip oils, all of the above. And I'm going to split those up into parts because they're way too long. I was planning on putting them in one video, but it's too much to handle. So I'm going to recycle this intro, so you will see this every single time, and in the coming weeks we're going to see in depth my collection. In a half a year, maybe in July, I'm going to do a declutter. That's the moment that I will go through them all in depth, going to swatch them, going to compare them, see what I can part with and what I can't. But right now I haven't tried a lot of them. They're still new in the packaging, or I've just tried them once and I'm not ready to part with them. So that's the reason we're doing a collection video and not a declutter. And if you are curious what is in my makeup collection, please stay tuned. Alright, concealers today. Concealers is a product that I always had a few in my collection, but never really ventured out for new ones because it wasn't a really exciting product for me to try new items and see what would work for me or wouldn't. Most of the times it worked and I was happy, I was fine. I just needed to cover up some blemishes. I don't have any dark circles or redness or something like that. But a lot of concealers the past year, and that's just because I wanted finally to try some new ones. I was tired of the old ones that I was using, and I was like, maybe there's something better out there and I haven't tried it yet. And I'm still in the process of trying, buying and etc. So I'm not done, and I won't be done for a long time. But right now, these are all the concealers that I have. As you can see, I have a lot of the same ones. They are called the Sam, so it's a Korean brand. I have the correctors from them, and I also have the potted concealers. Really simple answer, I have always loved the pot concealer and the regular concealer. It's a really good one, a really cheap option. And I used to have a web shop. A lot of you guys don't know, but I used to have a web shop, and when it closed down because we're trying to move to Texas, I just kept all the shades that would work for me, and I passed on all the other products that wouldn't. I also recently bought some extra color correction, and that's just because I wanted to do a video on how to color correct, and well, as you can see, I didn't got any other ones, so I needed to buy some, and I have still a few like 10 different ones coming to me, so let you know about the difference, how you should use them, etc. And different price points. And I also got a blue concealer so I could match them with my foundations for the foundation that are too yellow. A little bit about my skin. I don't have any dark circles, like I said. I don't have any redness. I do have hormonal acne that I would like to cover up once in a while. I'm a true neutral. I'm not pinky. I'm not that yellow, not that golden, but a true neutral. And most of the neutrals are too yellow or they are too pinky toned. My perfect shade match is the same 1.5. So this is the brand, if you don't know, it's SAEM, so the same. This is my perfect shade match. It's a true neutral. You can blend it out, as you can see. You don't even see where it went. This is a really good concealer. It's hydrating, it covers up well, it's really full coverage, so any blemishes or something like that is really covered up well. At the same time, it's not creasing, it's self-setting. I do set it with powder, but you don't need to. And the concealer's like $5. If you haven't tried it, go to Yesta or something like that and buy it. It's absolutely wonderful. I am picking up the cushion foundation as well, because I want to know if their foundation is as good as this one. As you can see, I have a second one, so I have a backup. I've opened them at the same time. One was on our holiday, and when we were going to Texas we were there for a month, and the other one now is in my everyday makeup stash, and the other one is in my filming room. So this is a must-have for me, and I always have this one. And the other shades that I have are 01, so a bit of a lighter option, perfect for underneath the eyes or for the summer, for the winter time when I don't have any coloring left. As you can see, it might look dark, but if you blend it out, it isn't anymore. Second option is 1.25, so right in between. That's why I left a bit of a space. This one is a bit more pinky tone, but still quite neutral. And this one is a really light one, and sometimes I use this one when my foundation is way too dark. I mix this in, so I will put some concealer on certain spots of my face and I will blend it out with my foundation. Then I'm going to skip to the pot concealers because they're the same brand. This is the old packaging, this is the new packaging. This is in the shade 2. So this is a bit darker. As you can see, I used a lot. And this one is really good for covering up. It's really thick and heavy, but doesn't look like that on the skin. You can really blend it out. A nice texture. A bit sticky though, so you have to set it down. So if I would pick one of the two, I will pick this one out over the pot concealer. But it's a really nice shade, blending away completely. And I really love this one. I have number 2, I have number 1, and I have 0.5. These are the shades. They don't have 0.5 in the pot concealer, at least not last time that I bought them. So that's why I bought 2. And yes, I opened it to see if it's the same formula, but yes it is. And the same coloring as well. No difference. So if you have to cover up something like a tattoo or something like acne, just use the pot concealer, it's really good. Like I said, I love this one more, but I do love the pot concealer. This shade 01, so number 1. A bit lighter, a bit more pinky. Just like in the concealer is 125, so I would say this is more 125, this is more 1.5. And lastly 0.5. And this one is the lightest of them all, but still not as light as the liquid concealer. If you would like to know what kind of shade I am in MAC foundation, that would be the most helpful, I believe. I am an NC15 or the Dior 1N, 1 neutral. Speaking of the 1 neutral, I will swatch it here. This one is 1 neutral. And as you can see, the same color depth, but it's not the same undertone. So this is actually neutral, this isn't. But it's the same depth. So if you have the same skin coloring as me, like the one neutral from Dior. Go with 1.5 and the same. Okay, then we got some stick concealers. I have the NYX Pro Fix It Stick in the color, what are you? Neutral. I like to use this one on my face as well for some blemishes. This one is quite a bit of yellowness in there. I would swatch this one by the side as well, but I can make it work. Again, neutral, yellow. Can you see the difference? Yeah, it's shocking when you see them next to each other, because this one looks neutral when you don't have this one. And next to that I have the Neutrogena Hydrating Conceal Hydro Boost in the coloring Light 20. Let's put the core in there. We can't get any Neutrogena makeup in the Netherlands, so I bought them when we're in the States to try some of the products out. Leaning more pinky, not neutral again. What you gonna do, right? NYX Pro Fix It Stick is quite a nice formula, if you ask me. It's hydrating, feels nice on the skin, it glides on. You can use it to cover up some blemishes. It's self-setting, so you don't have to powder it if you don't want to. Feels nice. It's a nice option. Is it a must-have? No, I wouldn't repurchase it, but I would use it up. The Neutrogena concealer is quite hydrating. It's more velvet-like, so it really blurs on your skin. I really like that fact about it, but it doesn't really stay in place. So it's not much of a coverage. So if you need something to give you a bit of extra coverage when you're wearing something like a BB cream or a light moisturizer, it's a nice option. If you need something more for your acne scars or something like that, you can't use this one. If you are looking for a stick for underneath the eyes, it's a nice option. I would set it down with a powder, but it feels nice and velvety. And this one, like I said, is in Light 20. So the Neutrogena Hydrating Concealer Hydra Boost. Okay, let's quickly talk about a few color correction. This one is the Maybelline Instant Age Eraser Multi-Use Concealer 05. They used to be called Instant Age Rewind, I believe, but so I was a bit confused when I was in the store. This is a pinky toned. I do love the formula from this concealer. I recently bought it again because I was out and I really like the concealer. I do like the corrector as well, but I don't often use a pinky tone because I don't have any dark circles or something like that. I would use it on clients or friends or families. It's a really nice formulation. If you do have any trouble with dark circles, it could be a nice option. Just depends on how bad it is. It's not that stark, so it wouldn't work if you have really dark circles. If you just have a little bit, try this one. It's not that heavy, so you can put it underneath a concealer without it being cakey. If you do have something to cover up, grab the same one. Yes, I know, I'm going on and on about this concealer and now the corrector. But as you can see, it's more of a lavender pinky toned. How brightening it is. This is more of a brightening effect. Is this for covering up darkness? Maybe in the corner, but it really blends well, has a lot of coverage. But if you would like something for dark circles, I would go for the peachy one. This one is better for the dark circles. So if you have anything to brighten, use the pinky lavender one. If you have anything to cover like dark circles, use the peachy one. As you can see, it's the coloring in between. So this one is in between those two. So if you want like something that does it both, so brightening and correcting, use this one, but doesn't has a much of coverage. So it doesn't work on large dark circles. If you have dark circles or a lot of them, use those two. So this for dark circles, this for brightening. You can use either one of them, both of them. Make it your own. Combine. Another option is the LA Grail Pro Conceal. I just opened it up. I used this one before, but this one is a new one. As you can see, this one is quite a bit darker. So if you have a bit of a darker skin, just blend this one underneath your concealer. As you can see, it blends quite well. Don't use too much, guys. Just use it first on your hand. I will come back to it with a video, but use it on your hand first and then blend it in. But this one is better for lighter skin, especially when you blend them together. Like I said, I will be back with an in-depth how to cover up dark circles and color correction, etc. video later. Just showing you my concealers right now. For green concealers, I have the Sam concealer as well. And as you can see, again, it's a neutral green. It isn't a minty like this one. It's a neutral, and that's so hard to find. Not in K-Beauty though. They blend so well, as you can see. Beautiful. And the Pro Conceal High Definition from LA Girl. And the green one, green minty, is almost green blue. Really light. That's why I bought a few options to show you. And the coverage is less, like you can see. It's more brightening than green correcting. So it depends on what you want. And then last up is the blue concealer. And this one is for, like I said, turning my foundation into more neutral. Usually I just mix my foundations together. You know, a pinky one with a yellow tone. But now I want to make the formulas work, and that's why I bought it. Let's go to the regular Doe Foot concealers and these two. Let me start with these two, because the rest is just Doe Foot. This one is the YSL Touche Éclat Radiant Touch. They have a few different options, and this one is the regular one in number 2. Yes, this gets dirty. Be able to keep this one nice. I tried and I failed. As you can see, it's quite a good shade match. Put this one next to it. As you can see, it's quite good. A bit more pinky tone, I would say. But it's a brightening for underneath the eyes, so I don't mind. And it blends really nicely. Does it give any coverage? Maybe a little. So if you would go for brightening, yes. If you go for concealing, no. This one is the Maybelline Instant Age Eraser Multi-Use Concealer in 02. This should be a light option, but as you can see, it's not that light. So it's maybe for the summertime. Yeah, that's not a good shade match for me. Unfortunately, I would hope it was. I used number 2 before, but I think they changed it when they changed the name. So yeah, I can't use it right now. Maybe in the summertime when I get a bit more tanned, but it's quite dark. About the formula, I really like it. It's nice coverage, blends well, feels good on the skin, doesn't crease, leaves a velvet touch behind, is natural, if I haven't said that already. Yes, I do like the option. If you can find your shade match, please do. Then we got the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the coloring Vanilla Light 2. It's a bit of blue underneath there, so if you could see the weird coloring, it's because of that. It's almost the same shade as this one, only this one is more pinky. Again, more brightening. But it blends well, it feels good on the skin. Because of the brightening, I can use it underneath my eyes. I can't use it on my face. It's self-setting, so I don't have to set any powders. 95% of the time I still set my concealer, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I don't have any wrinkles or fine lines underneath my eyes, so I can set it, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Do I like the formula? Yes. Will I be searching for a new shade? Yeah, probably. Next time I'm in a counter where they sell NARS. We don't have a lot of counters in the Netherlands, but we sell NARS, so I bought this one in the States. Somewhere in the next year I will go to the counter and see for a better shade match, but I can still use it, so. This one is the Fenty Beauty We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer in the shades 225N. So again, neutral, a bit more yellow toned next to this one especially, but it's more like the shade of this one. It's a nice hydrating concealer. It leaves a good coverage. I haven't used it that much, so can't tell you really much about it, but really feels good. Nice formula. I could see why people love this. So it's quite more hydrating, but at the same time cling to dry patches if you have some. So if you have dry patches, don't use it on the dry patches, but underneath the eyes, yeah. I think I like that one. And this one could be for skin and face because of the coloring, the depthness. It's a good option. I'm glad I have a mini. Probably if I can find an even better shade match, they were out of stock for a lot of them. But if I can find a better shade match, I probably will. But right now I am happy with the shade match and happy with the concealer. The Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer Healthy Skin in the shade Bisque Light Medium 2. Looks a bit dark, but it's okay. It's not as dark as the Maybelline one. It is a bit more neutral. So the coloring is quite good. Again, let's swatch the other one. Yes, as you can see, now it's dark, but not too dark. So I can get away with it, but just not underneath the eyes. But I do like the coloring of it. For the formula though, I haven't used it much. I have used it now like 3 or 4 times. I do like it. It is hydrating. I wouldn't say it's radiant. I wouldn't say it's glowy or anything. So if you have dry skin, I don't know if it would work for you. But I do like it. Is it a concealer that is a must-have for everyone? No, probably not. Doesn't really leave much of a memory for me, so I'm happy that I have it, but doesn't really make a lasting impression on me. Then we got the She Glam concealer, and way too light of a shade. This one is in buttercream. On the website it looked good, but yeah, I can show you it isn't. It's really, really, really yellow and really, really light, so it is too yellow to mix in with other products. It's too light to mix in with other products. I've tried to use it a few times, but I can't. This one would probably go away. About the formula, it's a bit sticky. It's quite nice. It's really covering. So if you're in the hunt for a really good coverage concealer, it would be it. If it's long lasting or something like that, I wouldn't really know. I haven't worn it more than a few hours because it looked ridiculously. Then we got the Milani Perfect Conceal in 120 Light Vanilla. I think it's a good shade match for me. It's quite neutral, not completely my shade, but I can make it work. It's not bad. It's a really, really good concealer. If you are looking for a good concealer for a drugstore, full coverage, it's nice underneath the eyes. You can use it on blemishes. Nice formula. It's a bit thick. You have to blend it out really good. You don't have to powder it, but I would recommend it anyway to make it really long lasting. But I do like it. It's not a really emollient, so a bit thick. But if you don't mind a thick concealer, it's a really nice option. If you would like something lighter than this, you can always mix it in with a bit of an eye cream or something like that. Because it's a lot of coverage, so you can make it a bit lighter coverage and a bit lighter formula. I don't mind. I just put on like 2 dots and blend it away, and it will leave a desired effect. I don't mind the thickness. Then we got the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer, and this one is in the shade 02 Light. This one is quite a good shade match. It's one of the most neutral undertones that I got next to the Sam. Bit light for me, but I got it in the States, so I couldn't test it. In the Netherlands you can have testers in the drugstore, so you can test it. I do like the formula. It's nice and consistency. Is it really serum-like? No, I wouldn't say it's really serum-like. It isn't as velvety like the Sam one. It isn't as heavy as the Milani one. Bit more of a consistency like the NARS, I believe. Let me try again. Yes, a bit more like the consistency of the NARS Creamy Concealer. So if you like this texture, you would like this texture. I do like it. Would I repurchase it? Yeah, probably. It's a nice drugstore option for me. So then we got 2 e.l.f. concealers. Both I bought them in the States. We do got e.l.f. Over here, but I was on a shopping spree. So I've got the 16-hour Camo concealer in the matte finish, and this one is the Hydrating Camo concealer. As you can see, a completely different look. I didn't buy them at the same time, so otherwise I would have checked the shade matches. This one is in light beige, and the matte one and the hydrating one is in light beige as well. So I bought the same shade. As you can see, they're not the same shade. So let me swatch them. This one is the matte finish, a huge ass doe foot applicator, and this one is a bit yellow, as you can see. I will swatch this one beside it again. I know the camera can alter the shade matches, so that's why I'm putting this one next to it every time. So this one is neutral, this one is quite yellow, as you can see. The depthness is good. I can make it work though, as you can see. It's okay. Then we got the coloring of the Camo Hydrating Concealer. Again with the same doe food. This one is just olive skinned. So this isn't even yellow skinned. No, this is olive skinned. Yeah, this isn't a good shade match. This one I can't really make work. I do have to mix this one with a blue pigment, for instance, and see what the difference is. I do like the matte finish concealer. Do I like them better than the Milani or the NYX one? No, I wouldn't think so. I would like to see if the Camo Hydrating one is better than the other one. You can see this one has a nice velvety touch, just like this one. So I do love the finish of this one, but it leaves a sticky residue. I'm not a fan of that, but I'm okay. This one is just too thick. This is really thick. I wouldn't say I'm impressed by the NYX concealers. Right now I would go for these for the drugstore options. Or of course this one. This one in a good shade match. But there are lots of options out there that doesn't include these. I do like this one and I would be keeping this one in my collection because it's really self-setting and blendable. If it sets, it sets and it doesn't go away. Feel a bit dry. It will dry your skin out. I'm just not really big of a fan of these concealers. But if you have to pick one, go with the matte because I don't think this one is really good. Now we got some Essence. This one is the Camouflage Matte Concealer in the shade 20 Light Ivory. Again, a really cool doe food one. It's like a petal. Really like that, not too big. Not a good shade match either. Too light or too yellow toned. As you can see, it doesn't blend away. Maybe for underneath the eyes, but not really. So not a good shade match, but it was the best match that I could find. It's quite thick and heavy, a bit like the Camo concealer, the hydrating version. So it's not my favorite. It is waterproof and tattoo covering, they say, but I wouldn't recommend it. I will be using this one for my full face of Essence and I will try it a few times more, but they used to have really good concealers from Essence, but they took them out of rotation, so hopefully they will come back with a better one. Then we got the Catrice True Skin Concealer in the shade 020 Warm Beige. This one wasn't a perfect match, but they didn't got any concealers left in stock and I still wanted to try the formula out. Again, the Petal Doe Food, but a bit bigger, too orange as you can see. It's not a good shade match as well, but it will blend away better than the Essence one and I do like this formula. So it's again a bit of a thick coverage, really matte. So as you can compare those, it would be these and these. I don't like these, I do like these. I do like them. Are they the best? No, they're not. The last few concealers, this one is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Light Neutral 22N. Yes, it came like this when I opened the box. So it's like 3 months old. No, it's not that old and it was like this from day one. We can't get Tarte in the Netherlands, so I picked it out when we were in the States, so I couldn't go return it or anything. We were already home. This is the concealer. I do like the shade match. Is it perfect? No. I can make it work. It will blend away, like you can see. And it's nice and matte, but not thick or anything. It will stand the test of time. I used to have one before and I really liked it, so I bought a new one when we were there. As you can see, I can just blend it away. I really like this one. Is it perfect? No, but I do like it. Now you can see the shade difference again. Then I got the one size. This is a new one for me. I got it in the shade Light 3N, so neutral again. I just got it. I haven't tried it yet. This is the first time I'll be swatching it. I do love the doe food. It's a bit of a different shape. And again, yellow. I do like the formula, if I can feel it like this. I heard it was self-setting as well. A bit like velvety. It's more like the Milani, I would say. Let me check. Feels like the Milani one. The same velvet structure. So I think I'm going to be happy about this one. Not so happy about the shape match though, but I can make it work. Then we got the Dior Forever Skin Correct in the one neutral. Absolutely love the foundation from this line. Stick foundation as well as the regular foundations. And this one is a bit too pinky, as you can see. But I can make it work. Usually what I do with those kind of concealers is a dot of this one, a dot of this one, and they will cancel each other out. That's what I mean with mixing. I do love the consistency. It's more velvety, more like this one. So it's the most close concealer that I've got to the same one is the Dior Forever Correct. So perhaps a dupe, maybe, I don't know, but feels the same. And then I got the Estee Lauder Futurist Soft Touch Brightening Skin Concealer and the shade 1W. Yes, this is a warm one if you look at the shade match, but this one was the closest to my neutral state. I will put it over here. Unfortunately it's light because the darker one was too orange. But I do like this concealer. It's really blendable. Not as much of a coverage than most. I do like the formula. It's quite neutral but too light. So perhaps for the winter time. Look at the feeling. It's mostly like the Fenty one, I believe. Yes, but same serum like. So let me recap what we said. Well, everybody now knows this is my favorite concealer. If you could see drugstore, let's do drugstore. I would say these four. This next one is a bit lighter textured one. This one is a more heavy coverage one, but still really good blendable. This one is a bit lighter as well, in the right shade. I will be picking up number one because this is too dark. And this one is a nice matte version. If you want to stay it all day, this is a really good one. I know I wasn't that positive before, but don't get me wrong, I'm just disappointed because they could be much more. And then for high ends, if you want a brightening, go with the YSL. If you could see, my favorite ones would be these. This one for a matte option, this one for in between. So I would say these are similar. No, they're not dupes. Similar. These are similar. These are similar. And this one. This one is a bit similar like the Estee. Okay, that's going to be it. Don't forget to leave down in the comments below which product you would like to see a review of or you would like to get some more information about. Please let me know. I will make a video out of it. And also, please give your recommendations of the products I should buy down below so I can check them out and I can add them to my collection, to my monthly hauls. I'm really curious what your opinion is. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell and give it a like so I know you love these videos and I can keep on doing them. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye!